All right, folks, good morning. Let's get started here. So for today, Wednesday, June 11th, we have the following information at 8:30 a.m. We had core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, and CPI year over year. All three came in lower than expected, which in this current environment is considered a good thing. And at 1:01 p.m., we'll have the 10-year bond auction, which is not an important report. And at 2 p.m., we'll have the federal budget balance, which is also not an important report. All right, so let's take a quick look at what the market is doing. And so far, we can see clearly that things are up. Okay, the QQQ ETF has jumped higher. As I said, the inflation, the pricing data is good for the current environment because they're looking for a reduction in inflation, a reduction in price. Okay. Um, so yesterday's action in the market was technically bullish, but it was very erratic. We had a sell-off here, which was apparently due to some comments made about Iran, and we had some other volatility there. So obviously not a very smooth day. But taking a look at what we found yesterday, we found two stocks. Roku was first. Sorry. Now, Roku was looking good at first, and then it just fell apart. It just was going up, and then all of a sudden it just over here collapsed. So we were able to enter a trade on the swing up here, but after that, very shortly after, it just collapsed. So that was it, right? We also found PayPal. Now, PayPal, on the other hand, did work out, just didn't go as far as I wanted, at least not in the first go. So here's PayPal, nice trend up. We were able to take a small profit on that. As you can see, this one also collapsed, which was actually we were able to get out prior to that, but it collapsed, and then later on, it was able to move up to our didn't get to target number 2, but it got pretty close. Okay. All right, so it was a mixed bag yesterday. Let's take a look at what's moving in the pre-market. And we do have a lot of stocks today, so let's see what we got. All right, so first up, I'm just going to rocket through these, is APLD, which is presently only up 0.08%, so not enough there, so we can skip that one. Moving on to CARM. That is currently down 35%, but it's under $1 per share, so we'll have to skip that one. Next up is CNET, which is presently up 26.5% on 6.4 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we will go ahead and add that one to our pre-market radar since it does meet all the criteria. The symbol again is CNET. All right, next up is Grab, GRAB. That's currently at 1.5%, so not enough, so we'll have to skip that one. Next up is GTLB, which is presently down 13.3% on 1.6 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll add GTLB to the list. Next up is INEO, which is currently up 49% on 31.2 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll add INEO to our list. Next up is INTC. That's only down 0.72%, so we'll skip that one. IONQ is currently, I'm sorry, I said YSC stock, never mind. IREN is currently down 4.58%, so not enough. We'll go ahead and skip that one. Next one is KBSX, which is presently up 30% on 12.8 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add KBSX to our list. Next up is KLTO. KLTO is up 13.5%. About 8.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add KLTO to our list. Next up is MLGO microalga, which it doesn't look like it's moved much. Yeah, it's not. So we'll skip that. Let's check out NVIDIA. That is currently up 0.86%. So it's moved, but not enough to qualify for our list. So we'll skip that. NVTS is next. That is currently up 4.57%, so not up enough. So we'll skip that one as well. Next one is OUST, which is currently up 17.22%. 2.1 million shares is at least $1 per share. So we will add that OUST to our list. Next up is Plug Power, which doesn't look like it's moved enough. Oh, it actually did. Up 6.25% on 6 million shares and at least $1 per share. So we'll add PLUG to our list. The action on the stock obviously is very tiny, so I wouldn't expect much out of it, but it does qualify. But eventually I'll move this off of our main radar since this hasn't moved that much. Next up is QUBT, which is currently at 14.7% on 4.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add QUBT to our list. Let's check out RGTI. That's currently up 8.27% on 8.9 million shares, trading at over $1 per share. So we'll add that to our list, RGTI. Next up is RXRX, which is presently only up 4.2%, so not enough. So we'll skip that one. Next, we'll look at SLDP, which is presently up about 16% on 3.1 million shares. It is at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our radar, SLDP. Next up is STKH. That's currently down 5.24%. Now it's down 6%. 3.9 million shares, at least $1 per share. This one's back and forth over the line, but we'll add it STKH. Next up, we'll check out Tesla. That is currently up 2.9%. So TSLL is currently up 5.88% on 42 million shares. It's not actually fully qualified, but I'm going to add that since that is a lot for this ETF for Tesla. So I've added TSLL. And then lastly, on my scanner, I see ZCMD. Okay, that's currently down 5.2%. It's not down enough. I'll skip this one. All right, so let's get together our list here. Here it is. And if you folks see any other stocks other than the ones I already mentioned that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. We'll take a look. Four criteria are: it must be a NASDAQ listed stock. So it must be a NASDAQ listed stock that's trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session. Must have achieved at least a 6% price change positive or negative and at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. All right, HSDT is mentioned. Let's take a look at that. 82% positive on 54 million shares, roughly at least $1 per share. That definitely qualifies. So HSDT is added. Okay, next stock is NAOV, and that does qualify. It is a NASDAQ listed stock trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session and has achieved at least 1 million shares of volume, is at 11.2 million shares. So that definitely qualifies as well. NAOV. Next stock we're going to look at is BMR. Okay, that does qualify. It's a NASDAQ listed stock, up 9%, 10 million shares. It's at least $1 per share in the present pre-market. So we'll add that, BMR. And next up is MFH, which is presently up 11.15%, 2.4 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. All right, so we can add that, MFH. All right, KZIA is mentioned. Let's see. KZIA. That is currently up 110% on 15.5 million shares, at least $1 per share. I don't think I mentioned that before. Yep. So we'll add KZIA to our list. And CNET is mentioned as well. CNET's already added to our list, so we got that one already, David. All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap up for today's pre-market pulse, folks. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 5 likes for more than 5 people watching, so please be sure to hit that like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we produce a new video. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out thundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 17 minutes, and we'll pick up for today's session. All right, folks, have a great trading day, and I'll see you for tomorrow's pre-market pulse. Take care.